Hey guys, all these Roblox trains adventure here. I've played SCR, the British train simulator game on Roblox. Today, I would want to see new trains in Every Operators. Let's go. Number 1, the Class 375. This is a train used on Southeastern, and it is made by Electrostar, because they can go up to 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. I know it might be similar to the 377s, but the headlights of the 375 are different, because most of the 375s are using third rail, and overhead on 375 sixths. I think this should be going on Connect. Number 2, the Class 378. This is an Electrostar train on London Overground, because it is 5 coaches long. Not Waterline, because it's too long, and it can cruise at 75 miles an hour or 121 kilometers an hour. Because I will use it for any Connect routes, even the Berry-Lee and Morganstown routes. Number 3, the Class 143. This is a Pacer train that is no longer in service, and they are in service in 1985. The Pacers were replaced by new trains. I would want to see a Pacer on Connect, and they have a max speed of 75 miles an hour or 121 kilometers an hour. Number 4, the Class 385. This is a Hitachi A-Train 200. They're on service on ScotRail. Some people think the train is ugly, but I like the design of it. It has 3 and 4 car variants. It has a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Number 5, the Class 717. This is a Desero City train used on Great Northern. I also like it how the door open chime sounded like the Class's 800, 801, 802, and 803s. They have a maximum speed of 85 miles an hour or 137 kilometers an hour. Number 6, the Class 701. I know this train was removed from Waterline in 1.1 because the train wasn't suited for Waterline. I really wanted the 701 to come back on SCR. Because it is 5 or 10 coaches long in real life. They have a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Number 7, the Class 769. This is a train used on Great Western Railway, Northern, and Transport for Wales. It looks similar to the Class 319s, except that the 769s use bi-mode. This would be cool to be in the game. They have a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Number 8, the Class 444. This is a Desero Siemens train on the South Western Railway. It would be working really well with the Class 68 routes. If the train is released, I will be driving a 444 from Stafford, Victoria or Willowfield to Lynn by the Sea. It has a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Now let's move to Waterline. Okay, we're now on Waterline. The next operator is Airlink, then the last one will be Stafford Express. Anyways, let's start. Number 1, the Class 450. This is a Desero Siemens train on the South Western Railway. I know it looks similar to the Class 350s, but the difference is how the Class 350 use overhead and the Class 450 use third rail. I would really want to see a Desero on Waterline. They have the max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. If the train has been released, it would be my favorite train. By the way, the Class 379s are my favorite Waterline trains. Number 2, the Class 323. This is a hyper-networker train used on West Midlands Railway Northern. This was supposed to come to Waterline once all the trains were converted to next generation. All trains were converted to next generation in 1.5, and the train has not been released yet. It has a max speed of 90 miles an hour or 145 kilometers an hour. Number 3, the Class 777. This is a train on Merseyrail to replace the Class 507s and the Class 508s. Since it's 4 carriages long, they cannot fit Morganstown Docks and Whitney Green. They can fit the rest of the stations but Morganstown. I also love it how the door open chime sounded like the Class's 717s, 800s, 801s, 802s, and 803s. In real life, this is my favorite train on Merseyrail. Anyways, they have a max speed of 75 miles an hour or 121 kilometers an hour. Number 4, the Class 153. This is a train used on Transport for Wales, East Midlands Railway, ScotRail, and Northern. They can used on the Morganstown shuttle, because it is 1 carriage long. Hopefully a double Class 153, making 2 carriages. I also love it how the 153 accelerates and decelerates. They have a max speed of 75 miles an hour or 121 kilometers an hour. Number 5, the Class 142. This is a pacer train that stopped entering service. This was replaced by new trains. This has entered service in 1985 to 2020. I would want to see a pacer on waterline. They have a max speed of 75 miles an hour or 121 kilometers an hour. Number 6, the Class 334. This is made by Juniper, and it is in service on ScotRail. I know the motor sounded like the Class's 458s and the 460s. I would really want a Juniper on waterline. And the Class 334s would be a really great idea on waterline. They have a max speed of 90 miles an hour or 145 kilometers an hour. Now let's move to Airlink. Okay, now we are in Airlink. The last operator will be Stafford Express. Anyways, let's begin. Number 1, the Class 442. This is a train that is no longer in service. It was in Southwestern Railway and previously Gatwick Express. It has entered service from 1988 to March 2020. It used to go to airport. I think this is a really amazing idea to have the Class 442s on Airlink. They have a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Number 2, the Class 350. This is a train operated by West Midlands Railway and London North Western Railway. I know the 350s got replaced by the Class 397s on TransPennine Express, because it used to go to Manchester Airport. It would be a really great idea to have a 350 on Airlink. I know it is already on Stafford Connect, but they can get added to Airlink. They have the max speed of 110 miles an hour or 177 kilometers an hour. Number 3, the Class 397. This is a CAF Chivity Express train. It was operated by TransPennine Express to replace the Class 350/4s. Which one do you prefer? 397 on Airlink, 397 on Express, or 397 on both Airlink and Express? I prefer 397 on Airlink, because it goes to Manchester Airport. They have a max speed of 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. Number 4, the Class 460. I know they're converted into the Class 458/5s because they have stopped entering service. It used to go to Gatwick Airport. I think this is a really best idea to have a Junipers on Airlink. They have a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Number 5, the Class 700. I know that they got removed from Connect and got replaced by the Class 707 because there's no 6-car Class 700 in real life. So, the reason why the Class 700 should get moved to Airlink. 1, they have first class. 2, they go to Gatwick Airport. They have a max speed of 100 miles an hour or 160 kilometers an hour. Now let's move to the final operator, which is Stafford Express. Okay, we're now in the final operator, which is Stafford Express. Anyways, let's start. Number 1, the Class 222. This is a Meridian train on East Midlands Railway. It looks like the Class's 221s and 220s a little bit, but the front is very different. I would want to see another Voyager on Express. They have a max speed of 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. Number 2, the Class 91 with Mark IV cars. This is a diesel-electric train on Express. This was supposed to be on Express. It would have been made by Overhead Wires, but this was never made because of his resignation. But we don't know if the train will release. If it does, I will drive the Class 91. They have a max speed of 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. Number 3, the Class 180. This is a diesel high-speed train that can go on Stafford Express. Some people might say to the 180s, you'll be going nowhere. Anyways, they have a max speed of 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. Number 4, the Class 803. This is a Hitachi A-Train 300 used on Lumo. I know it will be looking similar to the 801 on Express. Since it's 5 cars long, they can fit any platforms. It has a max speed of 125 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour. And finally, number 5, the Class 395. This is a train used on High Speed 1. Since it's 6 cars long, they can fit at any platforms. It is made by Hitachi and operates on the Southeastern Railway. They have a max speed of 140 miles an hour or 225 kilometers an hour. And these are all the trains that I want to see in Every Operators. If you think there are more trains that are not on the list, please comment and I will agree or disagree. Anyways, hope you enjoy my video. Also, none of these pictures are mine, so credits to them. Anyways, I'll see you later.